And welcome back. So here's again a check of what you can expect today. Mostly cloudy skies and temperatures pretty typical for this time of year. Above average this morning, low 20s. We end in the mid to upper 20s later on this afternoon. And yeah, things are mostly cloudy all day long. But then as temperatures get warmer tomorrow, we see a chance for flurries and maybe some of that snow blowing around on a windy Wednesday as things get much cooler. 2 with the high on Wednesday. Overnight drops well into the teens. We're tracking dangerous wind chills again.
Thank you, Sean. It's 5:58. Stay with us. This morning on Daybreak, it's now up to individual states to decide whether to enforce the employer vaccine mandate. We'll tell you what this means for our area. And we're looking ahead to tomorrow, which marks the first day of distance learning for Rochester Public Schools. The advice from 2 school counselors to parents.
And I'm tracking some warmer temps for now before more Arctic cold returns.
KIMT News 3, coverage you can count on. This is KIMT News 3's Daybreak, live from our Rochester studio.
Good morning, I'm Brooke McKivergan. Thank you so much for watching KIMT News 3's Daybreak. Today is Monday, it's January 17th. The time is now 6:01. Let's check right in with KIMT Storm Team 3 meteorologist Sean McAday for a weather update every 10 minutes. Sean, 37 degrees out there?
Yeah, that's not right.
I was going to say it was 22 degrees just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, no, that's not right. Something's going on with that weather sensor, the weather station. Right now, temperatures are in the low 20s. Don't be fooled by 37 degrees. It says right here in the corner. That's not right. What is right, though, is how cold it's going to get into the middle of the week. It's actually going to get towards 37 degrees as we work into tomorrow, and then it will be so far from that you're going to wish you had 37 degrees. Right now in Rochester, skies are kind of a mix. You got some clear spots, you got some cloudy spots elsewhere, but things are definitely getting cloudier. It is an above average start, but with winds out of the northwest, pulling in more cold air out of the northwest, these temperatures aren't going to increase that much today. Right now, they're in the low 20s for the most part, in 17 in Mason City, but you can see where that cool air is coming. It's 10 degrees in Forest City, 10 degrees. Again, this is where we have a little bit more clearing in the clouds, and that's how temperatures have been allowed to get much cooler. The clouds right now are holding that heat in, along with the heat that we had yesterday. But yeah, it doesn't get much warmer this afternoon with winds out of the northwest, keeping things pretty average today. Coming up, though, I'm tracking temperatures getting warmer than this tomorrow, and then much cooler than that into Wednesday and Thursday.
Thank you, Sean. Here are the latest COVID-19 case numbers in Minnesota as of this morning. So according to the Department of Health, there are over 11,000 newly reported cases and 32 newly reported deaths. In Iowa, more than 33,000 positive cases and 182 newly reported deaths are being reported. That's according to COVID-19 in Iowa. And new COVID-19 infections top 800,000 nationwide as Omicron heads west. Omicron is straining America's hospitals with more than 21,000 COVID-19 patients admitted every day. Almost every American lives in a high-risk area right now. Florida just became the third state behind California and Texas to pass 5 million total cases. Some New Yorkers are relieved as the Omicron surge eases with a 47% case drop there. There's also a disturbing new trend. People are catching the virus on purpose.
What do you tell people who say, I'm just going to get infected and get it over with?
It's a lot like playing with fire because we don't have a crystal ball that's going to tell us who's going to get a mild infection and who's going to get a more severe infection.
While Omicron's grip has lessened in the Northeast, the U.S. Surgeon General warned it could be weeks before new infections peak nationally. A new ruling from the Supreme Court now voids the Biden administration's employer vaccine and testing mandate. So the High Court deemed the Occupational Health and Safety Administration, or OSHA, does not have the legal authority under its emergency temporary standard to implement a workplace mandate. However, Biden's healthcare vaccine mandate was approved by the Supreme Court, which will require workers to be vaccinated against the virus or face termination. KIMT News 3's political analyst Race Hardy says states will be next to decide the future of an employer vaccine mandate.
Each of the 50 states has the power to make that law. And inside of a state, if a state allows it, a state can allow any county or municipality to make such a law at the local level. So that's governmental wise in the public sector. And then in the private sector, any company has the power to mandate a vaccine or testing.
Healthcare facilities that don't comply with the Health and Human Services vaccine mandate will lose Medicare and Medicaid funding. Tomorrow, all Rochester Public Schools will head to distance learning for the first time this school year until January 31st. We spoke with 2 high school counselors who say it can be pretty difficult to get those kids to pay attention with at-home distractions and a lack of physical human connection. So they recommend students and teachers, parents too, just find an area at home away from distractions and keep a regular routine. So shower, get dressed, eat your breakfast, just act like you're still going to school and have that regular school day. They also say take breaks whenever you can, walk around, get some fresh air. And while distance learning might have some challenges, the hope is to slow that transmission among the schools.
Anytime you take people out of big groups, you're going to impact transmission. So as kids are transitioning to home learning, they're going to have just overall numerically less exposures. And so likely there will be then less people who turn positive.
The safety of the students and the health of the students and the staff is the first and most important thing any of us can do.
Dr. Levy also says the goal is to be in person for learning, and so continued layering strategies of getting vaccinated, masking, and distancing will all help achieve that goal. The American Red Cross has declared a national blood shortage, and with surgeries on the rise, Mayo Clinic is in critical need of blood donations. Merchants Bank is hosting a community blood drive tomorrow through the Mayo Blood Donor Program. So the event will be from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's happening at Merchants Bank here in Rochester. The address for that is on your screen right here. It's also on our website. Donations will only be taken by appointment, so organizers are asking that you schedule one in advance. Still ahead, we're catching up with the program that cleans public areas in Rochester during the pandemic. And Rochester Public Transit kicked off its expanded service program over the weekend. We'll tell you what this could mean for your commute.
And we got a lot of snow this past weekend on Friday. I'm taking a look at how the roads are shaping up for your morning commute today, and also if there's any more chances for snow this week.
KIMT News 3 Daybreak. Your local news with KIMT News 3's Tyler Yutzka and Brooke McKivergan. Weather every 10 minutes with Storm Team 3 meteorologist Sean McAday. This is KIMT News 3. More local news that is happening right now. We are coverage you can count on.
Yeah, mic check 1 2. Can you hear me? Okay.
Over the last year, Rochester's Clean and Safe Ambassadors program has been hard at work ensuring all of the downtown public spaces are sanitized and people get to where they need to go safely. KIMT News 3's Alex Dieter joins us live now with what strides the program has made over the last year. Alex, good morning.
Brooke, good morning. Over the last year, this program has enhanced its cleaning and sanitizing efforts to the 44 blocks of downtown Rochester, and especially to areas like these in Peace Plaza and the public spaces where oftentimes people found themselves outside getting some fresh air. This program supplements the city of Rochester's work by bringing additional improvements to downtown's appearance and safety. The program reports they had cleaned and disinfected nearly and had an almost 60% increase in Tom Clayman, the program's manager, says the program focuses on 3 aspects: cleaning, safety, and hospitality.
The pandemic's still ongoing, and obviously we're seeing a surge in cases. It's more important now more than ever to be able to say, like, our clean and safe ambassadors are sanitizing everything for people's safety.
The program also offers safety escorts, so if you find yourself downtown when it's dark and don't feel particularly safe walking to your car, you can call a safety ambassador and they'll get you there safely. Live in Rochester, Alex Dieter, KIMT News 3.
Thanks, Alex. Clayman also says the ambassadors take pride in their work for the city, and they want downtown to be welcoming and clean environment for people who live here and visitors all year round. Expanded service for Rochester Public Transit riders began over the weekend. The change brings 6 new routes, so the service will also be increasing the trips it makes by nearly 10%. According to RPT, it's recovering from ridership lost due to the pandemic, so the expanded service is aimed towards rebuilding those levels.
We're in the process currently of developing the next 5-year plan. And so it's also in our interest to kind of wrap up some of those changes as we move into a new planning period.
He says RPT hopes to see the City Council adopt the next 5-year plan by the summer. It is 6:11 now on this Monday morning. Let's check in with KIMT Storm Team 3 meteorologist Sean McAday for a look at your weather update every 10 minutes. Sean.
Yeah, good morning, Brooke, and to everyone watching at home. Today's going to be a very average day for this time of year. This morning is actually above average. Temperatures in the 20s through most of the area. Coming up, I'll show you where it's actually much colder, and that's like one spot in our kind of viewing area. But then this afternoon, it becomes more average, just mid to upper 20s, mostly cloudy skies. It's a very typical January day. Now, it does get warmer into tomorrow before it gets much cooler. After that, there's a lot of weather I'm going to talk more about, but I want to talk to you through the Monday morning commute, where in southern Minnesota, it's not too bad, but in parts of North Iowa, I am still watching a couple of partially covered side roads from all the snow that we saw. There was a foot of snow that fell in Algona in Kossuth County. That's some crazy stuff. So yes, North Iowa and even parts of southern Minnesota, kind of west of Albert Lee on I-35, still dealing with some snow this morning. Otherwise, though, the traffic maps, things are looking pretty smooth, thankfully, for the most part. A little bit of some slowdowns, it looks like, south of Garner. But aside from that, yeah, we're going to be tracking a pretty nice morning commute, especially Minnesota this morning. We're tracking maybe some more impacts into Wednesday when strong winds could be blowing some of that snow around.
Sure, I've noticed the highway, especially 52, is completely clear, but once you get downtown and stuff and those medians where all the snow is pushed in, that's when you're seeing a little bit of slickness.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Sean. Well, the Rochester International Airport is all clear after Rochester Police, Fire, and Mayo Clinic Ambulance Service all responded to an emergency landing. The Rochester Police Department says the issue was a false alarm and no one was hurt, thankfully. So the plane landed because of a hydraulics issue shortly before 7 p.m. There was concern of a fire on board, but after it landed at RST, authorities determined there wasn't one. According to FlightAware, the plane was on its 3rd flight of the day. It was coming from Scottsdale, Arizona, with 5 people on board. Still ahead, we have the latest on the hostage situation at a Texas synagogue and the suspect that was named. Plus,
80 million people are in the path of a winter storm moving up the Northeast. I'm Laura Podesta with details on the threats, including wind gusts of 70 miles per hour.
morning. It's 6:16 on this Monday, 22 degrees out there. Let's check in with KIMT Storm Team 3 meteorologist Sean McAday for a look at your weather every 10 minutes. Sean, you're tracking a warm up.
Yeah, these temperatures are going up into tomorrow, but today they're staying very average. Pretty much all day long, actually, because right now, even though it's in the low 20s in Rochester, which, by the way, for a January morning, that is above average, winds are out of the northwest. That's pulling in cooler air from the north, and those temperatures aren't going to be able to increase a whole lot into this afternoon. Actually, going to decrease over the next couple of hours before they start to increase. Mostly cloudy skies across the region has actually made for these temperatures to be above average, but you see right here where there's that kind of sliver of some clear skies, that is where temperatures are much cooler. I mean, really, look, the wind chill is around 10 degrees in Rochester, and it's 0 degrees in Forest City, because the actual temperature is 21 in Rochester. It's 10 degrees in Forest City where the skies have been clear, showing you how much sometimes the clouds overnight in these winter months can really make things warmer. That's exactly what we're seeing. Again, much cooler towards Forest City and just west of Albert Lea, where there are no clouds in that small line, and it's been staying that way. So all the heat is allowed to escape upwards into the atmosphere. But temperatures through most of the area are still going to be average today, the mid-20s through most of the area. We are seeing clouds moving in out of the northwest, and today, because of that, will be mostly cloudy. Northwest winds, for the most part, keeping things rather stable. But then, really towards late this afternoon, they start to change out of the south, and that's going to keep things kind of similar and, again, above average overnight tonight. Watch what I mean. Here we are around lunchtime, temps low 20s towards this afternoon. Winds are starting to shift out of the south by around 5 p.m. And by that point, the temps are in the mid to upper 20s. It's average. They stay in the 20s overnight with these winds now out of the south, bringing us more moisture, more heat. That's going to allow for some flurries to take hold here and there tomorrow morning. Should be no impacts there. But what might make for a more impactful commute is Tuesday evening or Wednesday morning, because there's a big Arctic cold front moving on through. You could see a couple more flurries. We melt some snow. We refreeze it on the roads. Now we have some slick roads with strong winds Wednesday morning, blowing all the snow that fell Friday around all over the place. And Wednesday morning could be definitely a hassle on that Wednesday morning commute, maybe even Wednesday evening as temperatures continue to plunge. Just to look at potential snowfall, it shouldn't be much, but because of how strong and cold this cold front will be tomorrow, we could see some flurries here or there. That's the main chance for snow through the work week. Tuesday, a chance for flurries. There may be some more Friday and towards the weekend, but we'll track that more as we get closer to it. Wednesday, Thursday, look at those high temperatures, 2 degrees above and 3 degrees below on Thursday. I don't like that. Cold air moves in for a little bit before maybe a brief warm-up and some more chances for snow into the weekend. So a lot going on this week, Brooke. I'm mostly concerned about blowing snow on Wednesday. That's going to make for a hassle for the commutes, especially Wednesday morning. And it's also just going to be so cold. Wind chill's down 20 to 30, below zero. Again, we could see some more wind chill advisories. Nothing pretty.
Okay, thank you, Sean. And winter storm warnings and advisories